Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I am Jennifer, a full-time reseller. I was gone all last week. I went on a vacation with the kids, headed back to Colorado. Beautiful, beautiful mountains and weather that I wish I could just bottle up. It was like 50s and 60s when we first got there. I was actually cold. And then by the last day, I think we hit 70. It was gorgeous because I came home to, I think it was 105 yesterday, and we're going to be 105 to 110 all week long. So I will miss that beautiful weather. If you're from Colorado, that is the one thing that I miss. I don't miss the traffic. I don't miss the population. That's way too peoply for me, but that weather is to die for right now. All right, so let's dive right in. I have 5 items going out on eBay from the weekend. Thankfully, my husband stayed home. He doesn't do these big trips because of his business. He can't take off that type of time. We own our own businesses, and it's really hard for him to be able to leave it. Blessing and a curse, and therefore he was home to pack my orders during the week. I did extend the shipping time. I made it where it was 3 business days instead of a normal 1 business day, just to give him time because this is not his normal flow. He does his business, I do this one. So while he helps where he can, this is not his forte, I should say. So I extended the shipping time. I am not a fan of vacation mode. I think it is just eBay suicide, and I'd rather not do it if I don't have to. I'll just extend the shipping time. So we've got some big items going out. 2 of them, if you watch my last video where I talk about paying up for certain items, I sold the last 2 things from that sale. So everything that I paid up for sold within the last 2 weeks because I left, what's today? Today's Monday. We were gone for like 9 days. I think I sold the other one a day before that. Yeah, I think I've sold everything. Maybe... Okay, I lied. There's one more, that big base, the center channel, I still need to test. Hubby needs to test. So that one's not even listed yet. But everything that was listed and tested has sold. So awesome, awesome there. We've got some just really good items here. Maybe some little bolos. A no-brainer. Mario. Come on. I found this for $4 at Savers. I couldn't believe it. There's 5 and then 20% off with a coupon. So $4, it is the All-Stars game. I was super happy when I found that. And that sold for 45 bucks. This one was a shocker. I found this for 5 bucks. The box is pretty beat up, but it is a Garmin fish finder. This one is actually in really good condition. The box looks worse than the actual machine. So, this fish finder, I'm not able to test it. So I did put it in there that it is untested, but it has all of its cables, so they could test it when they get it, but I don't have the boat or wires to officially test. But it sold for 150 bucks. I'm pretty happy with that one. And I paid $5, but I didn't say that. I paid $5 in my local thrift. Okay, then I'll save the last 2 of the big sales. We did have some shoes that go out. These were from my shoe dealer, so these were the original shoe dealer prices of 20 bucks. These are brand new Adidas trail running shoes. Nothing super exciting, but I paid 20 and they sold for 45. So not a huge margin on this one. That is why I'm glad that I only paid 20 bucks for it, because again, if you've been following me for some time, my shoe dealer has raised his prices, and that's where I need to stop that whole relationship. But because some of them, like I paid 20 for just a whole stack of shoes. I didn't look up each pair. Some were selling for 100, some were selling for 50. One sold for 150. So you got to figure out the margins that I can't pay that much for these shoes when some of them are going to be lower. So $20 for those shoes. I sold them for 45, minus fees, minus time, minus my bigger boxes that I have to keep on hand to ship these. I might make $15. So that's why I can't pay up on that. But the stuff I can pay up on are big name items such as Sonos. This Sonos speaker sold for $150. I tested it. It works great. It goes to, was this? Yeah, this one was Bluetooth. There was another one. I might be getting them mixed up. No, this is Bluetooth. So this one's a Bluetooth one. The other one you had to use an app. It was the Sonos Move speaker. This is the Sonos One speaker. The Move speaker sold, was it like $250? It was like 200 or $300. So I did pay up. I paid the speaker, I paid $30 for, and it sold for $140. But then these right here, this is the best find, and I kicked myself because there were other aviation headsets there that I didn't grab. I probably should have grabbed them all. Knowing that I did get such a good deal at the checkout, I should have went back and just cleared that whole table. But I didn't, and oh well. Live and learn. So now, if you ever see aviation headsets, look them up or grab them if the price is right. This particular one is Bose. Okay, so obviously Bose is a serious Bolo brand. They hold their value. They are amazing speakers. It's a really good quality brand. So this aviation headset, you can tell it's aviation because of, just how hardy it feels. It's got the microphone. It's got the little adapty thing here. We did test it. My husband does audio video work, so we have a mixer that takes these big fat plugs here. So he plugged it into the mixer, and he was able to hear the sound. We weren't able to test the microphone because I don't have someone to two-way radio with, but we did test that the headphones do work. So I'm confident with that. I paid up at I paid $75. They wanted over $300 for this headset. So they knew what they had, but I went on the last day and had a good deal, paid $75, and they sold for $332. That was a big one. Okay, so that wraps up the weekend sales, but let's go through real quick, see if I have any big sales while I was gone. Sorry, that my husband packed for me. I wanted to just kind of go over that with you and see if there's any that are worth mentioning. Let's go back here. Okay, we had a Dymo label printer that sold. So this one started out, I was at Walmart. I never retail arbitrage. I did that super early in my eBay days, and I'm still sitting on inventory. So that is not my jam. I tried it out. Doesn't work for me. But I was at Walmart, and in the school supply aisle was a Dymo printer. It was the 450 thermal, which is ones that resellers just love. Those are our jam. And personally, I don't use a Dymo, but I know a lot of people do. So this one was sitting there with a clearance tag on it. And I paid, I think it was $40. I think that's what it was, because I'm just looking at eBay, not my spreadsheet. So I paid $40, and I get home and realize it didn't have its power cable. Amateur move. I should have looked through that box. I was at Walmart. I had hopes that, it had content in it. I just didn't take everything out to make sure all of its parts were there. So it didn't have a power cable. I had to order a power cable. I am shedding like crazy. And I think the power cable was 10 or 15. So then I'm in it, $50 to $60, but it sold for $250. So keep an eye out, I guess, at retail stores to see if there's items on clearance that are worth grabbing. But most of the time, retail arbitrage is a fail is because of saturation. When Walmart and Target or big box stores put items on clearance, they all do it. So if you're going to the store and you're going after this one camping mug that's $10 off that you can flip for a $20 profit, everybody sees that. So when you go to the next Walmart, those same mugs are going to be there and all across the country. The only time I have seen people have success with retail arbitrage is you are the first one to get those items. You keep your mouth hush hush while you list it and sell it, and other stores aren't listing it or aren't clearancing it. But from my experience, that's not the case. And I'm never first in line for the clearance items. And there are some that, exception to the rule, always, there are people that have mad success doing retail arbitrage. Holiday time, I know there's a lot of people that do it. I just watched, I guess I didn't just, it was probably around Easter time, Dustin with McFlip and Ship. He did a video where him and his beautiful girlfriend went to Walgreens, CVS. It was like a drugstore, and cleared out a bunch of Easter candy. They made some good profit on that Easter candy. So yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but retail arbitrage is just not my jam. But that particular one was obviously worth grabbing because it was marked down. Okay, we had some toner that sold $35. Okay, a Wearing Pro Belgian waffle maker. I was surprised how much they paid for shipping. And this is why that item didn't sell. I had the shipping settings completely wrong. But somebody wanted this waffle maker and they paid $150 in shipping. $150 to ship this thing to New York. Wow. I mean, I guess he really wants this waffle maker. So, husband packaged the crap out of it. We put skinny bubbles, we put fat bubbles, we put packing paper. I sent him a picture because he also messaged. This is kind of a little red flaggy thing going. Message saying to make sure it is packaged nicely. When somebody messages that, chances are they're going to be a pain in the butt. Every time. Okay, so hopefully I sent him a picture of it in the box with all of its padding to say, ta-da, look what we did. And hopefully it makes it there in one piece and he's happy. So that, any other big ones? A lot of small stuff. Okay, we had a cowboy hat that went out from a hat dealer. And that was probably American Hat Maker. I think that was one of the early ones. So I think that was only a $20 hat. And it sold for $80. Okay, a Sony Cyber Shot. I don't remember what I paid for it. Maybe $10 to $15. And that sold for $160. So electronics and cameras are just, I love, love, love. I think my biggest sale, okay, goes to these Cutco knives. My hubby's going to have a blast editing this video, putting all these up there. Sorry, babe. Okay, so these Cutco knives, these sold, or I paid up on it. Let me go to the spreadsheet real quick because I want to give you accurate numbers. Nope, not Cutco. I think I paid $60 for it. So I paid up. It was my local thrift store. And I spent a good 10 or 15 minutes looking these knives up to make sure it was worth spending $60 on these knives. I was getting comps from anywhere from $300 to $400, but I was missing a knife. I only had 7 in a box that holds 8. So I priced it down and they sold for $280 for these knives. I think that's the biggest one of the trip. I sold some UGG boots. These ones are actually getting returned for the most ridiculous reason. These are, I listed them $150. This was the new boot dealer, or the boot dealer's new pricing. So I paid, I think $60 for these boots. Okay. So I paid $60. They were listed for $150. I took an offer of $130. Guy gets them, messages me that they are squeaky. That the shoes squeak. Really? Like, they're new shoes. Of course they're gonna squeak. You gotta break them in. Like, all right. I don't have patience for that. So I message him. I give him that suggestion. Like, is there any chance it just needs to be broken in? He's like, no, I don't want to take the risk because if I wear them and they're not new, I can't return them. I said, okay, fair enough. Just return the shoes. But this goes back to why I can't pay so much for these shoes, because returns are going to be a lot higher on clothing and wearables because people may not like it. It may not fit their foot right. They may not like the size of it. They may not like the style. They may not like that it squeaks. I can't pay this much for these shoes. So because I paid $60 for it, $20 to ship them out, he actually put the description of reason of return as defective. Not that he didn't like them or didn't fit or didn't like the color or whatever, changed his mind. He put that they were defective. They're shoes. I don't know how shoes can be defective, but I don't know if I'll be able to do a partial refund when I get the item back. I do have my store set on auto accept. That's just one of the criteria to be a top rated seller. And honestly, I don't have any more returns than if I didn't have that setting turned on. So I'd rather take the discount on fees. So $20 ship it out. If I end up having to eat the $20 I'll pay the $20 to get them back. If I have to eat the $20 that I paid to ship it to them, that's an extra $40 on top of the $60 that I paid for these shoes. That puts me in them $100. Plus plus fees. I mean, I guess I'll get the fees back, but when they sell again, I'm going to be paying fees on it. So I might be lucky to walk away with 20 bucks on these shoes by the time it's all said and done. We'll see what I get back. Hopefully they are the same shoes in the same condition. And I'm hoping I can give just a partial refund when I do get them back. Let's test it real quick. If I go to send refund, yeah, you can't refund the buyer. So yeah, I gotta wait till I get the return back, and hopefully I can do a partial. If not, then I'll probably message eBay and see if they can help me get the partial, because yeah, I'm not paying return shipping on this, or paying the initial shipping on it, because that's technically how it works, where you will still pay the return shipping, but you don't have to refund the shipping they paid. So that's where it kind of evens out. But there are times that I'll ship things FedEx if it's cheaper, and if my setting says that it's USPS, they're going to ship it back USPS. And I'm probably going to eat a lot more in the shipping when I get the item back, because that is a more expensive service. So that is one bummer about shipping. Okay, what else did we have that sold while on vacation? Goosebumps. That one's worth mentioning. I picked up a lot of 26 Goosebumps books. These were at a garage sale. I couldn't have paid more than $5 for it, because I had a whole stack of stuff and I paid $25 for everything. There was some really good stuff in there. So this one, I'll say it was maybe $5, and they sold for $44. And it was just a whole collection of old Goosebumps books. The rest are really just kind of bread and butter. Yeah, those were the big ones. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.